The following program is sponsored by Tropical Acres Steakhouse.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome bay with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. We're at home today. I love the home shows, a little bit more freewheeling and a little bit late today, but that's okay. We had a little switcheroo. We're going to be at Fat Boy's Barbecue with our friend Jarrell tomorrow at 2 p.m. Today at 2 p.m., we're here. Jeff, Defo to the Forest, birthday boy, how did it go, and how does it feel being 74?
Feels old. I mean, I've been talking with Lubie about this. I feel very lucky. I mean, I survived the early 80s here in Miami. Feeling pretty good.
You're quite open about your exploits now.
He's very
I guess the
Well,
statute of
I was
limitations.
open about it then, too. Everybody loved me. I had a great connection. That was the key. No.
Discounted prices for the
Exactly.
radio celebrity.
I had an unbelievable connection. I may as well have been friends with El Capo. I mean,
So you hit the over officially. Congratulations. Did you cash any tickets on that? Did you?
no, but I was happy to see the under players get buried. You know, it's like when a guy comes up to the draft stadium, that's the don't pass line.
Right.
Everybody's celebrating. The person that's been holding the dice has had them for the last half hour. You got stacks of chips in front of you. You're not even paying attention to what you have on the table anymore. And here comes some schmink, and he starts betting heavy money on the don't pass. And of course, right after the guy rolls a 6 on the come out, here comes a 7.
Yeah.
And, that guy's celebrating, and he's the only one at the table. Everybody else, now you're walking away. They're raking the chips off the table. So, yeah, I mean, I was happy to see the under players get crushed, to be honest with you, Mike Mayo.
There you go.
And I'm happy to still be here.
Now we have to reset the line, right? And I guess
What, 74 and a hook?
I think 80 and a hook. I mean, I think 80 is the number.
It's a little low. I don't know. I don't like that number.
No,
I think
but I mean, as far as a
think
betting
going up
proposition, when you hit the next decade, and I think you're going to clear the over in a big way because you take your walks of life and you treat yourself well. And I saw some old pictures, the way that you kind of, look at some of my not
My
that old
before and
pictures.
afters, I mean, if you go way before, I was fine. But if you go to a certain period there, it was as a maitre d' at the Dharma Grab used to say when he sat the table full of farmers from Encino at your section, such ugliness. Yeah, I mean, look, you got to be in shape. That's the name of the game. Keep moving. Keep the body moving.
And I'm doing that now. And you notice I'm growing the beard again. Number one, I'm lazy. Number two, I'm saving money on razors, which are quite expensive. Number
You got a
three,
good tan, though. That's a good thing.
yeah, but I think I'm getting so skinny now. Like my face looks skinnier, and I think I need a little fluff on the outside to prevent people from.
Don't go back. Don't go
Seriously.
back to what you were.
No, and I feel
You were
great.
threatening the gods of gambling there with an early checkout. Let me tell you.
Well, I
We
got
saw
my.
the numbers. Used to come back. We used to have to sit through a half hour. Lubie hated it also. Where you go, oh, look at that. My A1C went down by a point. And you're like, come on, man. Why don't you just get into shape, man? I mean, wake up and try and do something about it.
No,
And it's good that you did. No, it really is. It's impressive.
I'm feeling good, and I'm trying to, just do the right things because I do want to make over 74, 73 and a hook. I'm 59. This is my last year in my 50s, and that's kind of a wake up call for a lot of things because when you hit 60, it's kind of you're officially in the third, as they say.
Mendoza line for men went up from 54 to 64, though. That's when they start taking body parts. When you go to the doctor, it's never favorable. And you got to deal with a lot of garbage. But or you can't get out of bed without doing a Kerry Strug, where you got to kind of stretch before you without taking a step back. So 64 would be the number, and it looks like you're heading in the right direction. This is good.
Thank you. And let's talk about 4th of July / Defo birthday weekend. What kind of hijinks ensued? What did you do? Did you have any kind of fun or a lot of fun?
Relatively quiet, but we did come to the conclusion that if you're gambling and you lose on your birthday, you are a loser. And I was down a little bit. Fortunately, the Mustang hit something in a slot machine and came upstairs, gave me some bailout capital, and I happened to hit a 5-7 box of all things. You'll find that surprising.
No, a lot of them came in.
Saratoga, they came in, paid big. We had it. We got to try everything else. So it ended up being a phenomenal winning day, and it was fortunate because we had a little banking incident that compromised our chances of getting our hands on any cash. And
Jeez. I hate the words banking incident. Did it
well,
involve
I
Russian
think it's
hackers?
good. I have to say this, and I have to pay tribute to the lovely Debbie at Centennial Bank, Pompano Beach branch. It used to be Regents Bank, not Regions, but Regents Bank. And they only had a couple of branches. And at the time, I had a lot of money, so they were very favorable to me, regardless. But they were very nice to me. And some of the crew is still there at this one branch. It's been sold a couple of times. But without them, I don't know that I would have made it through the weekend. But they straightened it out, and now everything's okay. So it's all good.
All
But
good.
yeah, I mean, as far as festivities, July 4th, the fireworks. I like to be here with my dogs because one of my dogs is particularly sensitive. The older statesman there, elder statesman Skippy, really sensitive to any kind of noise. Fortunately, he can't hear anymore, so that's a good byproduct of old age.
Yes,
He wasn't too
definitely.
bad this time. But yeah, I didn't go
Wait,
overboard.
so let me ask you, because dogs and on 4th of July is a
Horrible
notorious,
situation.
horrible thing. I have friends, and they usually, and Jon Stewart had a line on his show on Monday night about how you hide drugs in peanut butter, and that's how the dogs end up being calmed down on the 4th of July. That you kind of give them a whole dab of peanut butter and put some tranquilizers in it, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's one way. Did you have any kind of birthday meal out? Did you have any family cookouts? Was there
What did I
any?
do? I had a cheesesteak at Spanx the Hog, which was excellent.
Okay,
Underrated. I know you're not a big cheesesteak guy. We have wicked cheesesteaks on board. They're
oh, wicked.
fantastic too. But I got to give Spanky, longtime restaurateur here, and he's won a bunch of awards. I don't know, what kind of considerations are made. You might have been a judge at one of these Doc Reno things. Because Spanky always wins that. Now he sold the place, which is interesting, but he was still there counting a pile of cash. So I guess he still has ties inside the restaurant there. But they do a great job on their barbecue, and they have some of the best sauces for barbecue. And that was pretty much it on July 4th, and then. Or that was the 5th. Yeah, that was Saturday. And
Saturday after the big.
I am heading out tonight, though. Should be at the Cafe Seville.
Ooh,
Now, what constitutes? They don't really call it the bird anymore, the early bird, but we're going to be there at like a ridiculously early hour. I was opposed to this post time, but I was overruled by the fact that the other guy might pick up the check.
and you know what? At Cafe Seville, they don't call it the early bird.
There is no bird. Yeah, I mean,
What Joey calls it is the late double. So it's the late double
Yeah,
special
that's
because
true.
you get there for the final two races, like
Yeah.
at Saratoga or whatever is running today. I guess Saratoga officially opens their summer meet tomorrow. They ran on the 4th of July weekend, but tomorrow is kickoff day for Saratoga. Today, I'm sure you'll find Churchill Downs, but then Joey just plays the late double, and you say, "Oh, I'm here for the late double with Joey." It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, the other two guys I'm going to be with are not gamblers, so
Oh,
yeah,
that's
so
unfortunate
they
for
wouldn't
them.
even appreciate what's going on there. I mean,
So
the deep-rooted sickness that's really happening
and
beneath
I
the surface at the Seville, in spite of the great food, that there's an underground network working there, and working there literally. I mean, with Geach and so many other people that are just sending it in on a pick six at Santa Anita.
yeah, and they're all talking about Geach. He's geeked up for the Saratoga meet. That Dylan Davis, I love Dylan Davis,
He
and
does love Dylan Davis. He
yeah,
actually discovered Dylan Davis before he really got hot
right.
last year. I guess it was a year or two ago. And Dylan Davis might be there. You know what? It's not uncommon to find him at
Oh, in
Cafe.
the wintertime, he has
Yeah, I
become
mean, he
a
wouldn't be
regular.
there today, but
Yeah,
because he's up
no,
in
but a
Togo.
regular customer during the winter Gulfstream meet when he comes down here and rides some races. So that's good. There's a new dish on the menu on the big, whatever you call the whiteboard specials at Cafe Seville. And I've been jonesing to get in there without to check it out. I was in there for a drink the other week and I saw this thing. He has the stuffed veal chop, which I love, but veal has gotten pretty pricey. It's now upwards of like $57. But it's like a beautiful 14-ounce center cut on the bone veal chop. But for a more economical version of the same thing, he now has a pork chop Milanese where he butterflies a pork chop and stuffs it with the multiple cheeses, the manchego and the parmesan and some of the other kind of goodies. Like I think he puts in a little basil and some other herbs. The pork chop Milanese I saw on the board was going for like $32 or $34.
That's it.
And I want that, but I haven't gotten a chance to get in there and get that yet.
I'll get you.
So maybe get one and give us a review on the show.
No, I gotta go with the seafood there.
Fish.
Whatever fish they have, I'm having it with the Santa Fe sauce. It's a common thing. I tried to talk a friend of mine, my friend Jimmy, who I met on the Walk of Life. It turns out we have just a ridiculous amount of things in common. And I tried to send him and his wife into the Seville last night for his birthday, but he ended up somewhere else, and he was ashamed to admit where he ended up because his wife has a thing about. I don't consider Cafe Seville to be pricey. I mean, it's not like it's cheap.
No, it's a good value.
Pricey, yeah.
I call it good value because two people can go in there and split an entree and get an appetizer. And it's one of those places where two people could go and easily eat a great meal for under $100, depending on how much you drink. But it's one of those things you could get an appetizer, a salad, and a main, and split all three of them, and you're only in the $70 to $80 range. You throw a glass of wine in there, and you're at 100. But that's
when entrees are like the entrees there, I say on the big board run between like 30, low 30s, maybe all the way up into the 50s, but those
veal chop is the highest. Yeah.
I mean, it's mostly $30 to $40. I mean, in a restaurant of that caliber, and when you're getting that kind of food, I don't consider that pricey. I mean, when the entrees are what, Lubie? When they're like $50-$60 a pop,
yeah.
That starts to scare you a little bit.
Yeah.
If you're doing a price guide these days, I would say when you're going to a full service restaurant, if you get out of there between 50 and 75 per head.
Oh no, that's great.
That's fine. There are some places now where it's 100 to, you got places in Miami which are like low key places where it's 100 a head if you just have one drink, and then there are places that's now $200 a head, which is like
it's starting to get up there. Yeah,
that's where you got to hit the trifecta in order to even.
You got to hit the ATM machine. That's always a bad sign when right behind the concierge. I mean, the maitre d' they have an ATM. Now it used to be like at low end places, but you almost need that. No, I mean, if you're getting out of a place today, think about it. I was talking to a friend of mine that owns a piece of the Casa Calabria. Sean McNamara lives here in the complex, and we were talking about restaurants. There's only like a 4 or 5% margin now. I mean, these guys
they're getting squeezed.
Very thin margins.
Very
but
hard.
People who are complaining and crying about prices, unless you're getting gouged and it's obvious, you're probably paying a very, very fair rate at most places.
Did you see the other week there was a headline in the Sun Sentinel, and it was some comments that our great governor, great in quotation marks, we don't want to get into politics, but Governor Ron DeSantis was at a place, and he was, I don't know what his dog and pony show was, but he saw a menu. It was at a seafood restaurant on the West Coast, the Gulf Coast, and he was complaining that a grouper sandwich was priced at $32. And it's like, what are you complaining about? Wait, and I didn't understand what his point was. Like, he's complaining that prices are high, but he's in a state. Well, first of all, he's a Republican. The free market should be at bear. What is he saying? There's going to be price caps? That sounds a little socialistic if he wants price caps.
Grouper sandwich? What do you think, Mike Mayo?
Well, grouper is exceedingly expensive now because it has been overfished.
Grouper sandwich, now, did that also include like a couple of sides or?
I don't know. Yeah. But all I know is this. I went into a seafood market yesterday in Fort Lauderdale, and there was, grouper is in season. I think black grouper at this retail fishmonger was $48 a pound.
Wow,
and it was like eye-opening. And I think it's a matter of supply and demand. Grouper is a great fish, but, hey, Governor, maybe if you did something about the insurance industry issue, which is killing small businesses, both property insurance, liability insurance, and spent less time on drag shows at restaurants, maybe the grouper sandwich would be back in the $25
range. Are they serving that at Alligator Alcatraz? Will that be part of it? If you have money at the
Oh,
commissary, can you
I
get a
don't
Greek
even know
sandwich for less
what's
than
on the
32
menu
bucks?
there. I don't want to think about it. Hey, Lubie, how was your 4th weekend? Yesterday, look, we took Monday off because we worked on Friday. So I did a staycation with Val, and we talked about that briefly yesterday. We had a great show yesterday, Blue Collar. Monday, we had an encore edition of Tropical Acres. But how was your weekend? How's Shirley doing with her pregnancy? And did you go anywhere, do anything, or just kind of chilled out?
Shirley's doing well. She's now into 5 months, 21 weeks.
Viable fetus. I mean, now it's like
She calls it viable at, what did she say? Was it 6 months?
all right.
6
I
months,
mean,
24
basically,
weeks, I guess, supposedly is viable. I don't know. Again, her best friend is getting there. She's at 34 weeks, and Shirley was ready for the baby to come this week. I'm like,
34
no,
weeks.
34 weeks. Let's let her
That's a
get
fully
there.
baked biscuit right there.
And let's let
34
it keep
weeks.
baking, though. It's still early. She's good. Symptoms are still there, so that's so fun. And we just low-keyed it, to be honest, except for Friday. Friday, we did, after the show, we went to my sister's in Sunrise, and then they had a barbecue, and then hung out with the nephews. And then we went to the fireworks at Central Park. I talked with Defo about this yesterday. Central Park, which most people have crossed paths
Central
with.
Park in what city is that? That's Sunrise?
Plantation.
Okay. And
Those who've lived out west at any point have spent time. The tennis courts are big there, and the basketball courts are big there. So,
and for all the gloom and doom in the weather report, things cleared enough over the weekend that there was fireworks displays.
Yes, the fireworks.
It wasn't a great beach weekend because we had a reverse. It used to be the days would start off sunny and beautiful in the summertime here, and then you'd get the thunderstorms rolling in at about 3:30 or 4, and then it would clear again at like 7 o'clock or 6:30. Now it's the reverse. It started off like stormy in the morning, and then it cleared up later in the day, but it worked. It was good.
Yeah, so we did that, and then the rest of the weekend we just literally, because she's in the nesting has come on. So
total maternal mode.
You haven't done any of the things. I'm like, done any of the things? I don't stop doing things. What are you talking about? So she started pointing at like things that needed to be painted, and I'm like, well, that's the one thing I can do. I can paint. Painting. Her dad's coming over later to help me because he's very handy, and I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's like things that need to be we build things together, but things that like there's a tiles that are loose, and there's a door that I can't figure out how to hang in the bathroom. Like he helps me with that stuff. Painting, I can do, and she knows I can do the painting, so that's why she called me out for it. So I spent a lot of Sunday.
Okay, I'm a good painter too. So I actually repainted my daughter's bedroom a couple of weeks ago. I got enlisted, and I was actually surprised at my own efficiency and general neatness because I don't trust myself to do anything. I'm a Jew. I make phone calls. I hire people. That's usually what I do. But so what? She's already painting the nursery, and you got colors.
We are doing that soon. There was stuff that needed to be touched up, so I did that. Other things that need to be done. Then we're cleaning things out and moving things because the room where the baby's going to be is a gym right now. So I have to take that stuff and move it to the garage. But she wants it to be a gym in the garage, not just in the garage. So that's going to be fun. So it's a lot of,
I wouldn't want to be you right now. That's basically
annoying.
The bottom line.
Especially since my wife is who my wife is. Like literally, like it's so funny. I have to say this because this is a microcosm of what our relationship is. Her best friend's also pregnant, like I just said. She's at 8 months. They talk every night. They talk for hours every night, which is fine. I'm glad they're going through it. I love her. She's actually great. It's fine. But she says to her last night, I guess when I passed out, because they were on the phone, and she's like, her husband's name's Christopher. I feel so close to Christopher. I just feel so. She's like, yeah, I know what you mean. Like, without Michael, Michael brings me all the food and all the water. Without him, I starve. She's like, no, I actually love Christopher. She's like, oh. Yeah, Michael's fine.
Just fine.
Yeah, that's about
is that like along the lines of not terrible? Michael's not terrible.
That's what we, and I'll be complaining about her as I am here for the last 20 minutes. So that's sort of just a microcosm of a relationship. But I finally was able to feel the baby, which was cool. Like, and it's early to be able to do that. So it's sort of scary how big our child
is. Kicking? Is he kicking?
He's been constantly kicking her. Like she's felt him for like the last month.
Okay. Call him Garrow, your premium. Kick.
Yeah. We can do. No, you can play soccer. You can play with Messi, with his next contract here at MLS with MIA. But yeah, so she's been monitoring it, and I was able to feel him. So that was really fun, and that was really cool, and definitely a very interesting experience to say the least.
All right. Well, you want to hear about my week? Okay. Had the little staycation in West Palm Beach, went to Bucan and Palm Beach. That was Sunday night into Monday. Had a really lovely time. And, but before that, I spent my 4th of July holiday and the Saturday basically going to Let's Eat South Florida members' homes and eating them out of house and home. Now, I did this with invitations, and it's not like I just showed up. But I do have to give big props to Lunchbox regular viewer Don Jaffe and his wife Jeannie. They invited me, and I think they also invited you, Lubie, up to it was like a barbecue at their house in Coral Springs, and they had some neighbors and some families, group of about 25, and also a couple of other LESFers, Steve and Amy, Steve Eckert and Amy Morantz, who recently got hitched. Congratulations to them. But they were there. But it was a great cookout. He had a spread, and it wasn't even hamburgers and hot dogs. He did like brisket and some chicken, and he had jalapeno cheddar sausages, and he had beef rib, like the brontosaurus beef rib. He had all kinds of stuff, and it was a very impressive array of food. Pulled pork, which was excellent. So thank you, Don Jaffe. And we had a great time meeting all his neighbors. And also for dessert, he brought out something I'd never had before, which was, I guess, how I love my ice cream cakes. It was a Reese's peanut butter ice cream cake, like a chocolate Reese's peanut. He said he got it, I think, at Costco or something like that. But man, did I like that. That was good.
The Snickers bar / Snickers. They used to have a Snickers ice cream cake, and I think they stopped having that. It was like my favorite thing. I've never heard of the Reese's. That sounds very interesting.
It was great. And, I'm a little dubious sometimes of peanut butter, pies and peanut butter can overtake. It was great. So again, that was the pièce de résistance on that barbecue. That was Friday on the actual 4th. And then on Saturday, got invited to a pig roast that was held by my friend and also longtime Let's Eat member, Dr. Nick Tranekis,
nice, yeah.
Who is a great surgeon in town. He helped save my mom's life and extend her life after she had her cancer diagnosis. But he lives up in Fort Lauderdale. He invited me and Val out. But it was basically the guest of honor was our friend Huy from Kaizen Sushi. Huy had recently got back into town. He spent several months in Vietnam. His dad, he got to spend time with his dad, who was ailing and unfortunately passed recently. But Huy was back there. Huy was supposed to show up with 2 trays of fresh uni that he was supposed to get, but the shipment didn't arrive in time. So instead, he brought a big bottle of good fancy tequila, which I don't drink. Val and I brought a good new bottle of whiskey out of Washington State, and we had a good old time. But have you ever been to a full pig roast there, Defo, where they, I guess, what's it called? It's like the thing. Cajachina.
Yes. Been to a few, yes.
Yeah. What's your, we're all 3 Jews, and I say real Jews eat pork, but not to denigrate anybody's kosher status. If you don't eat pork, I understand. I'm just saying life is better with pork. But those full pigs, when you get that crackling skin off it, oh my God, I love that. It's just like so good. And thank you, Dr. Nick, because he threw a spread that was very, very impressive, and a good time was had by all. But yeah, do you like the crackling skin with the pig?
No, it's always great. I mean, anything cooked like that, comes out really, really with a lot of terrific flavor and juices and all of that. So yeah. Every time I've been, always seems like a good time.
And some people get a little put off by the pig head. And Dr. Nick, he's a surgeon. He's fully, I guess, comfortable around anatomical parts, and he's not squeamish about heads. And he posted a picture of the head on Let's Eat South Florida, and then of course people start putting up the vomit emojis and things like that. I dug out the cheek, of course, when I was there, because that's the sweetest meat. And speaking of pork cheek, we had some great pork cheek marsala yesterday with our friend Danny Surfer at Blue Collar. What did you think of those dishes, Lubie?
Really nice. The pork chop was fantastic. I brought it home, and that's what Shirley had for dinner, and she enjoyed it. And the pork cheek marsala was definitely different. I had marsala with chicken throughout my life. Never really had it with pork, let alone like I guess veal or even like a pork chop kind of a thing. I could see it, but like actual like shredded almost pork. Never had it like that. It was different and it was really good. That
really good with mashed
really
potatoes.
cool. It really is like elevated comfort food. Like, and they do a really good job. And it's interesting to get down to the 305 every once in a while.
No, and I love that Danny is involved with the show now. He gets it. He loves coming on here, and we had all kinds of discussions with him, various food things, which I wanted to kind of even talk to you, Defo, later, because we're talking about best sandwich shops, because the Sun Sentinel is having that competition, and the proper way to dress a hot dog. He has some definitive thoughts on it, and I did too. But you know what? It's already time to take our first break today. So why don't we do that? And then we'll get into some more discussions again about sub sandwich shops. The Sun Sentinel is now conducting one of their searches for the best in South Florida. And of course, Las Patas was part of the discussion, VNS part of the discussion, many more things. But we'll get to that in a minute, but first, Tropical Acres is the presenting sponsor today, and Tropical Acres is the place to go for the best value. You know, talk about value. 2 Maine lobsters, freshly steamed with a salad and a side dish for $39. Impossible, you say? Not at Tropical Acres, because that is their twin lobster special that they run all summer long, even into the fall, all the way up into Thanksgiving. It's available Monday through Friday while supplies last. It's also available on Saturdays for a little bit of a higher price. But going to Tropical Acres, we love it there, 2500 Griffin Road in Old Fort Lauderdale, now known as Dania Beach. And it is a place to go for your great happy hour specials, Monday to Friday, 4:30 to 6:30, along with half-price wine on Monday and Tuesday. Greatest service, greatest value, that great prime rib, so many things that I love about the Studiali family. Go into Tropical Acres and tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, let's take the first break. Then we'll come back. We'll talk sandwiches, hot dogs, and more on the Lunchbox.
Hey, Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligan's, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family-run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Juan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Juan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at juans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Looking for inspired comfort food in a cozy setting? Blue Collar in Miami is the place to go. Located at 6789 Biscayne Boulevard, it moved to bigger digs a year ago, now has full liquor, and still features all your old favorites from chef owner Danny Surfer. Fantastic burgers, the braise of the day, and the city's best key lime pie. And the summer specials are sizzling with BOGO lunch sandwiches every weekday from noon to 5 p.m. in June and July, Miami Spice menu in August, September, and drink specials every day. Open daily with weekend brunch. For reservations and information, go to bluecollarmiami.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, upscale food and a down-home setting, the chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have daily happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. We're at home today, a little bit late, but we're just enjoying the nice summertime vibes. And some good news, Val, she had a procedure this morning and it all went well, and she's back home here resting comfortably. I guess I heard Billy Crystal once did a routine where, like, if you're in your 50s, it's a procedure, but when you're in your 60s or above, it becomes surgery. So I also guess if it's like an outpatient thing, then you could call it a procedure. But everything went well, and she will be resting up, and I'll be taking care of her the next few days. They prescribed her some meds, and she got the ones that she liked. She's not into the oxys, and she likes the what's it called? Something else with a T. But I was like, can she get both? And they're like, no, you can't have both. I was like, damn.
Oh man. Oh my God.
Well, you never know. You got to mix and match and see what's Luckily, we have supplies of the other medical stuff around too. But all right, let's get into the whole sandwich debate. I'm very intrigued by this one because sandwich and sub shops around town, there's a lot of them, and I think there's a lot of worthy ones. So this is the one thing that the Sentinel is now looking for, and they usually think La Spada's is going to make the top 5. I think VNS Deli, even though there's only one of them in Boca, is going to make it because it's kind of universally
renowned. They become renowned, yeah.
But to me, I don't know when you hear about, and it's sandwich and sub shops, not restaurants that have great sandwiches like Blue Collar and some of our other places. And I put cheesesteaks into its own category, so I wouldn't put Wicked or Sonny's Steak Hoagies in Hollywood. It's sandwich joints. But default, like, what would you do with Publix? Does Publix belong in the discussion? A lot of people love Pub subs.
People, yeah, I mean, if you're considering price, that's one of the reasons people find that a go-to. I'm not a huge fan of the Publix subs. I'm not as big a fan of those as other people are. I mean, they're okay. And if you're talking about paying I don't know what they go for, $6-7 versus 11, 12, 15. Okay, so it's a bargain in that sense, but I'm not a huge fan of the Publix subs. I mean, we used to get them to disguise the fact that we were bringing edibles onto plane flights. Oh, really? I mean, so we would pack a couple of Publix subs in there, and then inside the bag with some ice or whatever, like not ice, I guess you couldn't bring liquid, but we'd have the phony ice there. And we would put the edibles underneath this. And so we used it clearly as camouflage. And then you'd eat it on a plane, and I thought, these are okay, but I wouldn't go out of my way. I mean, I'm in Publix all the time, like a lot of people, and I'm never tempted to buy one of their subs. So, yeah, I mean, look, I love the Spadas, and Gail and Harry have been friends forever, and I think they're great and should get
great
awards from our good friend Annie Cagnetta, because they've been there forever.
Okay.
V&S I've been to. I know you prefer it because you like to break your teeth on the bread. But I mean, you can't knock it. I mean, a lot of people love it, and they're fine. Seaside Subs. I saw
Yes,
Tommy
Andy.
C there.
I forgot to mention
loves
them
it.
yesterday.
Seaside.
Oh my God, our friend
But
Andy.
you know, it's weird though. I mean, it's a question of taste. What was the place, Lubie? You would remember this, and I don't know why I'm blanking on the name of it. They had a couple of locations, but the main one was on its way to Dolphin Stadium or
Sub Center.
Sub Center.
Oh,
Was
I
it
didn't
Sub
know.
Center?
Yeah,
And
one in
because
Hollywood Boulevard.
I worked at when 790 the ticket was originally on 441, and then before that WQAM was. So spent a lot of time on that little corridor of the area, and
That's where you used
I
to
used to go
scalp your
play there.
tickets.
And you know what? They were different, but they were very good. I mean, I wouldn't consider them in the top 5 category, but if you went in there, you weren't disappointed. So yeah, a lot of different. A lot of different takes on that, but you know what's weird? I've never had this at Las Patas, but everybody raves. I see this on Let's Eat South Florida about the meatball sub, which I've never ordered there, and you wouldn't think that was going to be their game because they've been known for all of their other stuff: the monster, the roast beef, the Mama La Spada, my favorite, the tuna, chicken salad's underrated. But yeah, I mean, I would say top 3 for me would be we've been to Seaside. Since Tommy T
It's
loves
great.
it, I consider that a ringing endorsement.
And I forgot to mention them yesterday. My
And,
apologies to Andrew. Yeah,
Las Patas and V&S would be 1 and 2.
yeah.
Either order for a lot of people, I think.
I could rattle off like 10, and I did yesterday. It's like V&S, Las Patas, Bucan Sandwich Shop, which is like an offshoot of this
It's like elevated.
high-end restaurant. But they
and
do
what's
these.
that gas station that you sent Lubie to, where it's real good also?
There's
Open
What's
Road,
Up,
is
which
it?
is your former
What's Up?
cashing
What's
store.
Up?
What's Up?
Oh, and Moe's, yeah,
Moe's What's Up now has 3 they're opening up more. There's going to be 5 of them in all.
They're supposedly great. I haven't.
They're
been there.
very good. The Arthur Avenue sandwiches is on a house-baked focaccia with all these different cold cuts and fresh mozzarella. That's a great sandwich. And then you've got this place La Mia Focaccia, which nobody's heard about. It's just one of them, and they're only open like lunchtime Monday through Friday. It's on the way to Pompano, the Pomp or Harrah's, but it's on Power Line just north of Cypress Creek Road. I'm very high on that.
How have I not gone by it? Oh, I know. What was the name of the place?
So it's called La Mia Focaccia. It's in the same center, like off in a corner where there's like that. There's a Chinese takeout place that's pretty decent, and also there's like a Chili's in that complex. It's on the east side as you're going north on Power Line. But La Mia Focaccia is good. And then there's a lot of worthy besides Publix, but like little small Italian marketplaces like Doris's makes a good sub.
Doris is good, yeah.
Mimi's Ravioli in Hollywood makes a really good sub. There's Joseph's Market up in the Boca and Del Rey area makes good subs. There's Guido's Meat Market in Pompano makes good subs. So there's, so this is a really difficult.
So what do you do with it? That's my problem. We got to 5 easily yesterday, but it's hard to leave out Seaside. I trust Don and Brian, and they're saying Doris is what you just said makes a great sandwich. So I don't know how, and I get it. We've done this with the burgers, and we did this with pizza, where it's really hard to get down to 5. But to me, it's going to be hard to nail it, especially people have their places too that we don't even really know about it, right? Like Danny, who's in Miami and is become a Miami guy over the years, didn't even name one Miami place. You can't tell me there's no places on like 8th Street that make a great sandwich.
No, and Seth, our friend Burger Beast, he likes Sandwich. Now it's known as Sandwich de Miami, and now there's started off on Calle now there's 4 locations around the 305.
I got Bruin Belamonte on Atlantic. I always like their subs. Belamonte. They make a good
and then there's a lot of these neighborhood shops that Dan Surfer likes Mr. M's, which is around the corner on Sterling from my old place in Dania. Mr. M's has its backers. There's a place in Fort Lauderdale called My Market on 17th Street on the west side of 17th Street that has its I think it's gone downhill a little bit. I agree with you, Deef. I think public subs have gone downhill. A lot of times now you get in there and the bread is a little
quality, but it just doesn't do anything for me.
Okay.
I would consider them kind of very average. You mentioned the bread, which is a big criteria. And a lot of people have different opinions about that, but it's unspectacular, the bread.
Yeah, their bread is
And I know in the past I've kind of denigrated Laspadas because it's a hoagie style roast, so it's a softer,
Well,
mushier
you
bread.
didn't really understand the blending of the flavors because
But
you had your thing, and obviously I don't know, were
no,
you getting like a DeSantis type donation from VNS? You
no,
love
I
you were overwhelmingly
what
biased about
what
VNS.
I've learned is I've broadened my horizons, and I think there is a time and a place, and some days I do want that kind of
Yes.
softer hoagie roll as opposed to the thick, crunchy, seeded
What's
roll.
funny is that's one thing I like about Spanky's cheesesteak is the bread is very soft and it just kind of blends
Of course,
together.
because
You're
you're
not breaking your
74.
teeth, and when your teeth are about to fall out, I mean, that's a big consideration.
No,
Yes,
see, I like
yes.
that exactly. I love that Devo came back around. The crunchy stuff works on certain items, but like for the deli meats, it's really hard to have. If you have the crunchy bread with the deli meat, it just goes. It like it falls all everywhere, and it doesn't stay on.
Yeah.
Like you need softer bread when you're eating the deli
Yes.
meat because it's soft meat. That if you crunch, like that's the problem. Like for the chicken or like even a meatball parm, the crunchier bread works. But like when you get to the softer deli meat, that's my problem. That's why when we did the show at Las Patas, Mayo sort of was like, okay, I can see because when you have
Well, he
two
was under pressure there.
No,
deli,
but it's a great
Well,
sub.
Brian makes a great point here in the chat line, which should be emphasized, and that's one of the things about the softer bread, is that it seems like it brings out and enhances the individual flavors of the things on the sub, right? And the sweet peppers at Las Patas are incredible,
Yes,
and their hot peppers are delicious also,
yes.
and that's a big factor. So, what kind of vegetables are they putting on this thing?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's
I mean, meat
it's
is one
such an
thing,
open book because you talk about hot subs or cold cut subs, and
Yeah.
different places excel at different things. But in my mind, that's what makes Laspadas and VNS so great because whether you get a hot or a cold sub there, it's like all good.
Yes.
And as opposed to remember people used to go to a Subway for the $5 footlongs, their meatball sub is just scary. I mean, I don't know
You know
what
what's funny?
substance.
As much as it's not even real tuna,
I used to
I
love
used to
it.
like their tuna sub.
Oh, it came
I
out
used
of a
to
tube
love
like
their
the
tuna.
I
tube
mean,
of
I
toothpaste.
it's like sometimes, you look at a can of Hormel chili, and if you ever read the ingredients, you'll never
Yeah.
have it again, obviously, which I haven't in forever. But and when you if you didn't know about the ingredients of the Subway sub, when they were $5 for the foot long, and I used to like their tuna sub, believe it or not, till I found out that they were
That was
actually
actually
made of some kind of laboratory rat.
it
But
was no actual tuna. And remember when somebody
yeah,
analyzed
that
it
was
and
ugly. Yeah, when
they
they
found there was no tuna. And speaking of these chains, like I am not a fan of Subway anymore.
I don't like
I'm,
Jimmy
I'm
John's
not
or
a fan of Jimmy
Jersey
Oh,
John's.
Mike's. I'm
my
not a
wife loves
Now, Jersey
Firehouse.
Mike's, my daughter loves it. And I think
very
them
plain,
slicing it
very
fresh on the
ordinary. Yeah.
slicer and the marketing onslaught with a very likable Danny DeVito has gotten people in the door.
Kind of
But
plain
I,
though.
I think their
And
actual quality of the cold cuts are,
yeah,
how do we
it's like
say this diplomatically?
you're getting loose
Garbage.
pitch meats, that kind of thing. Like
yeah, I mean, all
Garbage.
those
right.
places. Look, I
It's
grew up going to Subway. I love Subway. They're all in a very similar category. I don't know. And I've never got the public stuff. Like they do a nice job because you can go and get Boar's Head at least, so you can get higher quality meats if you want. And I guess that can be a pox against Las Patas. I don't know what meat they use. I don't know. I know whenever I eat Las Patas, yes, they give you a big sub, but it's also very good. So
yeah.
I presume they're not using low grade, but me.
No, they have their own.
No, they have
specialties,
quality
good
stuff.
dish.
And
Don's questioning them. I'm like, I know you're a meat guy, and that's fine. I don't think that's really an issue for Las Patas. For me with Publix, I think Defo is right. Like the bread, and I've never really dissected the bread like you two when you used to go at it, crunchy, not crunchy. I don't really care that much. I like both crunchy and soft bread. But Publix, now that Defo said it, the more I think about it, it doesn't stand out like the bread.
it's
bread
inconsistent, and sometimes it's already stale, and
Yes,
sometimes
it's
it's
stale.
like
Most time I've ever
flaky
gotten
and
it's freaking
it's
stale.
And
crumbled.
the bread shouldn't dominate. That's the other
Yes.
thing. And I think at Publix, that's mostly what you notice that you're eating.
Mm,
Oh, you
okay.
taste.
Yeah, you don't
Well,
have the flavor. I mean, look, people love it, and the price is right. The line's out the door half the time. And then it's not quite like what Sub when they open up, but or VNS or even a Las Patas location, but or Seaside probably has the same kind of thing going at lunchtime. But The price, I think, is probably the most attractive thing about it.
It's
Yeah.
got
You're getting a reasonable level of quality
Well-
for a low price.
Although, did you see Andy Man, our friend Andy Peters, had an issue at Publix because he ordered what he thought was a Publix sub on special, and he ended up it was like $2 more than he thought because he ordered with the boar's head meat and he didn't realize it was only for
Oh,
the
it's an upgrade.
crappy.
Yeah.
So he got
so,
host. Typical Andy.
uh, hey, was he back in the? I saw him
He was
posted-
In-N-Out Burger, man. I
Okay.
mean, the timeshare had been used up, so they kicked him out
Yeah,
today,
he's fine,
which
man.
was
This
good.
guy, he gets frequent flyer points for going into and out of those hospitals.
Yeah, I mean, look, I saw him over the weekend. Actually, he was there at the track with us
Yeah,
Friday.
on
Came out
Friday.
Saturday, we were punching away at the Pomp Casino, which is one of my favorite simulcasting destinations. And he looked great. He was fine. And 2 days later, he's back in the hospital.
No, but now he's out. You said he's out again?
He's out. He's out.
Okay, good.
fine.
It's good to hear.
He made
Hey, I'm really looking forward to Gulfstream this Friday. Do you know why, Jeff Defo DeForest?
Because you have a voucher to cash.
No. Do you know what date it is on the calendar on this Friday?
What is today? Today's the 9th?
Yeah.
10th, 11th. 7-Eleven. Oh, there you go.
7-Eleven. Luckiest day on the calendar for gamblers, or
Yeah.
maybe. And
We'll see.
also,
See, I mean, feet down in the parking lot on the way out. Then we know it didn't go well for him.
yeah. And I think, as Jim Sarney will probably tell me, that you can get like a free Slurpee at all the
Yes,
7-Elevens.
Sarney has far too much time on his hands. Nice. Go out to the beach,
I
take a
almost
walk,
want
do
to
something.
publish.
Oh,
I
and-
want to publish some of these texts we get.
that
from them.
reminds me. Okay, so Val and I took a little staycation before her procedure on Sunday night into Monday.
Oh,
I
is
used
this a
some.
planned thing, or was
Yeah,
this?
well,
just-
I wanted to do a little getaway before she's going to be involved with doing some aftercare for a while. But so we did the A1A route. We drove up the coast the whole way up to Palm Beach, and it's enlightening. First of all, I think we passed by Jim Sarney's new condo building in Pompano, but I didn't know which one it was exactly. Second of all, we passed by your man Dave's place, Stingers, but we didn't have enough time to go in for a pizza. But
I was in there yesterday.
Were you? You still endorse the pizzas there and everything?
I haven't had a pizza. They always had good pizza. I mean, is it the best in town? No. Is it the best in the area? Probably. It's up there. I mean, but very representative pizza there at the.
What do you get there? It's just like a.
It was a Mustang. I had to pick up something for the Mustang. I was at the beach all day, kind of getting buzzed with a friend of mine, but and we were right across the street. She had a chicken, some kind of grilled chicken sandwich.
All right.
But no, the food there is good.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good spot.
No, you always kind of. And I've never been in there. It's one of those places.
Burgers
wanna go in.
have a high reputation.
But-
There's certain things I would order there. and
But
certain things I
as
would
you
skip.
drive up and down the coast, I mean, you see some new, restaurants, pockets of restaurants like, that Deerfield Beach area. There's a couple of new restaurants going in next to Oceans.
Oh, when you hook that
234.
corner there by the
Yeah.
whale's rib.
Yeah, the whale's rib there, and then
And,
this
um,
brute.
I don't know, for some reason are not a fan of Oceans 234, which
It's okay. I'm hearing better things about it, but I
that
went
place,
one time.
I always love that place. I
Yeah.
really do.
And I hear that our friends of friends, Dean James Max, who is a really renowned local restaurateur and chef who gave Brad and Dave from Even Keel, he originally was involved with them when it was at their first location on Federal. But I hear Dean James Max is opening a place next to Oceans 234. That's going to be opening soon. I forgot the name of it. And then in the former Brews Room on that stretch around the corner, there's now Brews Room is out, but they're opening up. It's a raw bar. It's called Lou's Raw Bar. So it's like, how many seafood joints can you?
There was
pack
another new place going in right next door to the whale's rib, the name of which escapes me, but I did see it was under construction.
Yeah. Okay. So there's.
I don't know what was next door to it before, but it was on the left side as you were facing the whale's rib, and it looked like a whole new thing going in there.
And
It's a good corner there. That's a good corner.
couple of other things. As I was driving up, and
Boston's just down
yeah.
the street.
Yeah. But there's a lot. There's basically not many commercial stretches along A1A as you go up the coast. There's a lot of mansions, and I think it's time that we have to rename it. This used to be known as the Gold Coast. And looking at the size and scope of these mansions now, I think it needs to be renamed as the Platinum Crypto Coast, because it is unbelievable the amount of wealth that you see mile after mile after mile, and the wealth inequities in this country. I mean, not that I'm getting on my London School of Economics high horse here, but man, it is eye-opening, enraging. I don't know, to see, like, and all these mansions are empty now because they're all up in the Hamptons or Martha's Vineyard. So these are, 12, 15, $20 million mansions all the way up to Palm Beach that go unused for most of the year. So I don't know what it all means. God bless capitalism, I guess, but I don't want to get into that, Bill. But you know me, I always open the can of worms. But it's really stunning, the amount of wealth, and they're knocking down all these mansions to build bigger mansions, and they clear it out on the coast. So, and the other thing that I want to mention, on the way down south on Monday afternoon, we stopped. We got these sandwiches at the Buchan Sandwich Shop, and even though Buchan is on the island of Palm Beach and has a very Tony clientele, their prices are very reasonable. Like, both the regular restaurant appetizers were like $15 to $20, main courses still in the $30 range, and even up to the 40s. But the sandwich shop was also reasonable. You get like this carpaccio sandwich, it's like $15.50, which is like not that bad. It's in line. But we wanted to have like a picnic lunch. We picked up the sandwiches and said, all right, let's go down. We drove, and Val was like, let's stop at Red Reef Park, very nice park along Boca Raton there, and have a picnic lunch at Red Reef Park. We pull into Red Reef Park. Guess how much the entry fee for one car, like a passenger car on a weekday afternoon, is to get into Red Reef Park? Defo, care to venture a guess?
Get into a park. Okay.
Park?
What's featured there? I mean, besides picnic tables,
it's a nice beachfront park that has picnic tables. Beachfront park.
So you pay to get in there, and you can go to this kind of sort of private.
Yeah, it's a beach access. Some shady spots.
Because you brought it up, so it has to be exceptionally high. I'm going to say 25 would be a ripoff.
Okay. Lubie, care to venture a guess?
I say 10 a person. If you're asking, like, normally they would charge 5, but if you're asking.
Interesting guesses. And just to kind of give a base comparison, like state parks, like the one in Dania Beach, I think they do charge like, I don't know, $5 or $10 per person. Some of the Broward County parks, like TY Park, there's no charge during the week, and on weekends they have like a $10 per vehicle charge. Boca Raton, pull into Red Reef Park. It's a city park. They do have a golf course there, but this is separate from even paying for the golf course. $35 for a passenger vehicle on Monday through Friday. Weekends,
steep.
$50.
Oh my God!
Well,
and
did you have a camper attached to your car? I mean,
and
were you smuggling migrants in? Should you be under arrest? What's you doing?
And I was shocked because Val warned me. She goes, "I think it's kind of expensive to go in here." And
you
then
just stop by the beach.
But here's the thing: we see the sign. It says 35, and I was prepared to pay up to $20, $25, whatever.
Did you turn around?
So the guy at the window, I had my big sticker shock eyes. I was like, we're not coming in here. This is too expensive. And we turned around. I said, we're just going to turn around. He goes, if you go across the street, because facing the Intracoastal is like another city lot. It's not a full park, $3 an hour. So we just pulled into the city park across the street. I loaded up the app, $3, and we just ate our sandwiches underneath a little gazebo on the Intracoastal side.
Very romantic, man.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Very romantic. I mean, is there something else you want to tell us that happened on the
No, he's trying to.
You know me, I'm a caring and sensitive soul.
Right.
It's a little bit of a tense time, but we've got through everything.
You could be in the administration. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Oh man. All right. Let's take our second and final break. We're down to 2 breaks now because it's the leaner summertime. But that's okay. So second break.
Actually, bow out because I scheduled a thing that I have to do with a guy on the computer here at 3. So
1 hour show. We're going to be out of here. All right. Before we do, just real quick, the Pearl Jam by the Sea event is coming up August 9th. And again, go on to the webpage to get your tickets today, oysterpearljam.eventbrite.com, or just go on to eventbrite.com and do a search for Even Keel Fish Shack. We are co-hosting it along with our friends at Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. There is some VIP tickets remaining, very few, less than a handful. And the general admission tickets, if you use a promo code Lunchbox, that's Lunchbox, you'll get $10 off the already low price. So it'll only be $65 if you use that promo code. Go on there now. It's going to be unlimited raw oysters on the half shell, unlimited sparkling wine. We're also going to have a caviar station with the supplement for caviar bumps and tins. It's going to be a great time. August 9th, 12 to 3 p.m. Go get your tickets now. oysterpearljam.eventbrite.com. All right, let's take the second final break. We'll get out of here and let Defo go after these words. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo the Lunchbox sent you. The finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com. When I get a craving for real Southern barbecue, Fat Boys Barbecue is the place that I call home. Cooked low and slow with proper smoke and dry rub goodness, Fat Boys has some of the best ribs, brisket, burnt ends, pulled pork, and chicken around. 5 delectable sauces and the tastiest collard greens, candied yams, and cornbread this side of heaven. 4 locations, including Deerfield, Coral Springs, Cypress Creek Road, and their newest location in downtown Fort Lauderdale, 706 South Federal Highway. Open 7 days with great lunch specials, online ordering, delivery, catering, and food trucks for your next event. To order, go to fatboysbarbecue.com today. That's Fat Boys with a Z, as in amazing. All right, we're back. I guess Defo is gone before I could ask him the hot dog question and how he likes to fix his hot dogs up.
I think he likes mustard and the red onions.
The red onions. He likes those Sabrits onions. So, all right. Well, then again tomorrow, Fat Boys Barbecue, downtown Fort Lauderdale. Jarrell and his crew are killing it downtown. Also wanted to offer congratulations to Eddie, our friend Eddie Pizzoli. His Eddie and Vinny's Coastal Italian and Corvina Seafood Grill were both named top 50. I guess some magazine, Food and Beverage magazine, issues a top 50 independent restaurants around the country list. And both of his restaurants, Eddie and Vinny's, he owns, and Corvina, his management company operates for the owners, which is a Maryland, Washington, D.C. based outfit, but both of them named to the list. And there's some very worthy places on that list. If you go through it, places in New Orleans that are very good, like Tujague's, and also a place called Toop's Meat Market. Some places in Miami that are highly regarded. So it's a worthy list. So congrats to him. And I'm trying to think what else. Oh, so Friday we'll be at Gulfstream 10 Palms as usual, and we are going to be holding our brunch bash later in the month, July 27th, the day after they're having a tacos and tequila event, which you can get tickets now at gulfstreampark.com. Just click on the events tab. You'll see a link to it on their main webpage. But also the Lunchbox brunch bash, where we have a bunch of contest winners, and this latest winner again, Blanche Maines and her husband Arthur are going to come. Don Jaffe and Jeannie Jaffe are going to be there. They are all contest winners in the last few months, and it's open to anybody though, because even if you just come on out, friends, family, you get a discounted rate, only $44 per person plus tax and gratuity for an all-day brunch buffet. And we're going to be out there, me and Lubie, along with some of the our restaurant sponsors, Dan Surfer and his family. I have invited a whole bunch of other people, and hopefully they can make it. I invited the Falsettos, Mark and Danielle Falsetto. They're big horse racing people. So if you want to come, just email me with the number of people in your party. You don't have to pay until the day of, but MikeMayoEats@gmail.com. And just tell me that you want to come to the brunch bash, July 27th, a Sunday. It's going to be a great time. And this Monday, we're going to do a iconic eateries show with our friend Andy Cagnetta at Le Tub in Hollywood, a polarizing place, a place that I've been going to on and off for the last 36 years, ever since I came to town. Great burgers there, world famous burgers, really, and under new ownership the last few years, but they recently celebrated their 50th anniversary. So we're going to help celebrate with them by bestowing the official Lunchbox Trans World Business Advisors iconic eateries status to them. And like Defo said, Las Spadas is worthy. A lot of places out there are worthy. If you have a nominee, put it on the chat line or send it to me at MikeMayoEats@gmail.com. And I love going around to places that have been around 40, 50, 60 years. And it's a fun time. All right. That is it for today. We did it, Lubie. A little bit hectic. I will. A hectic day, but everything is all good now. And now I'm going to start drinking. So let's do it. Oh, Tramadol is the name of her preferred medication. Okay. Tramadol. I like the Vicodins and Oxys, but
I don't like any of them.
They don't seem to get my hands on that. I tried, but no, that's it. No, don't abuse the prescription drug. It's a nasty, nasty habit, especially those narcotics that you get.
Have you watched any of the either documentaries or the movies that have been made on Oxy. It's very hard to.
It's
just
evil
pick
shit.
one of
Oh,
them,
I'm sorry, but yeah,
No,
no, because
it's evil shit. I mean, it's just it turns people who aren't into drugs at all into fiends, and the world just sees them as drug addicts. When no, this is a very, 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 very highly addicted
you
thing.
see, it's basically synthetic heroin.
Yes, no, it's
I've
worse.
I've
It's
never
worse than
done
heroin.
heroin. I don't like needles, and I would never like just do a foil wrap or a freebase heroin. But the oxys I've had on occasion taken them for
They're very
various,
strong.
with dental procedures and stuff. It has that heroin effect where every part of your body feels good, like even the
Yes.
back of your kneecaps feel pleasure, and
It's
it's
very
like,
scary. Like
yeah.
the time I got tooth surgery, I took one, and I was like, oh, I don't like. Yeah, it's just
Oh, I
it's a
liked
lot.
it. The problem
It's
is
a
you like
great
it too
feeling, but it's
much.
freaking
Yeah,
scary. Like
yeah.
it's
And getting
it's
off it, even if you only take like 3 or 4 days worth of it, there
it's
is
not
withdrawal
easy.
from it.
Yep.
So don't do drugs, folks. Just don't do it unless it's prescribed. Well, even if it's a prescribed, it's better to avoid
Just
some
be
of those.
careful. I mean, you can do them. I would never tell someone what to or not to do. Just
Yeah.
be careful. Is all I would
Yes.
say.
So anyway, that's going to do it. And the other thing I was going to say is I think I'm going to make you, as a summer project, recut all the ads and get those fat porky pictures of me out of there, because man, do I look massive. I look massive in some of those shots, and I
Dude,
really
you
feel and
lost
look
weight.
much better. I look myself in the mirror now, and I was like, "Wow, that's
You've
like," and
lost a lot of weight.
it's not even the funhouse mirrors. It's like people are coming up to me, and I've gone through 2 different belts, and I'm almost done with the second belt. I'm on the last
Nice.
loop, so I think I've actually lost like 4 inches or 4 or 5 inches of
Nice.
my waistline.
There you go.
This is a wonderful drug. I hope in 10 years they don't find out that it causes everything, but right
Just be
now it's too
careful.
good to be true. So, and I'm still eating. Not a
Well,
lot, but I'm eating everything. I'm eating the ice cream cake at Don's, and yeah, Don also had he got the Fireman Derek's Oreo cheesecake. When I'm not usually a cheesecake fan, but that was pretty good. But I had just little slivers of everything, so that was good. But Fireman Derek's, he started off.
no, I've heard of
Oh,
what they like do.
so it's a guy.
They
It's
do
actually
sandwiches.
no, it's strictly a
Oh,
pie and basically pie and cake shop. I don't know if they have
so these
cookies
firemen,
out.
right? Like, isn't it like
So
firemen?
here's the thing. His name is Derek Kaplan. He started off as a food truck guy. He was a Miami firefighter who had to retire early because he had some on-the-job injury that he no longer could be a firefighter. And he was a very good baker, because you know how these firefighters are when they're in the firehouse. All they do is shop at Costco and they cook. But
Yeah, probably that too.
Fireman Derek was a great baker. So he started off as a side hustle, side gig. He had a food truck, and then he got into brick and mortar in this little small space in Wynwood, and it really took off. And now he has like 3 or 4 different locations, including one up here in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, nice.
But they have a very good key lime pie. The mint grasshopper pie is one of their signature dishes, which is kind of like the chocolate chip with the mint and a cream, like a creme de mint, and also graham cracker crust. But their cheesecakes. Don Jaffe picked up the Oreo cheesecake besides the Reese's ice cream cake, and both of them were good. So very good. Again,
Nice.
thank you to Don. That
That's
was
good.
very, very nice of him to invite us over. And he said that his neighbors were pretty. They liked me. Yeah. I was a nice guy that day, sociable and talking
Good
about
job.
restaurants, and so
Good
yeah,
man.
that's it. All good. All right, Lubie, thank you. Everybody out there, thank you for tuning in a little bit late. We'll be back tomorrow from Fat Boys Barbecue. Also, 2 p.m. post time tomorrow, a little bit later, but we're adjustable. All good. All right, until tomorrow, enjoy every sandwich.